Hey everyone, it's Jeff from 710 and this is my soldering iron. This is the TS100. Some of you guys might have seen the live unboxing that I did with it about a month ago, and so I have been using this for about a month. It is one of the best soldering irons I've ever used. Now I got some accessories in for it today, so let's go ahead and go back to the bench and check this thing out. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and just get into this. So I've got my TS100 here. I have a battery pack that I've been running it off of with this little cable here. And now I bought this cable online because I didn't want to mess around with soldering barrel connectors because I don't have a lot of experience with them. I do have a lot of experience with soldering though, so I've been doing it for years. The reason I bought these couple of tips that are coming out of this bag here is because the tip that this one comes with is actually kind of a generalized purpose tip. It's not super fine, it's not very big, it's kind of just a right in the middle of the road type of soldering tip. So I decided to get these two. This is a squared double chisel on both sides. This is a single chisel round cross section. So I thought this one would probably be the most useful for the things that I do when you're soldering larger things. This pointed tip here actually does quite a good job with the larger diameter wires that I solder anyway, but this one should actually do a slightly better job. Let's see here. TS-D24, which is the flat one, and the rounded one here is the TS-BC2, and the stock one here is the TS-B2, just FYI. And I think you want for this kind of a minimum of about something above 12, like 19 volts tends to work really well. I'll put a link in the description for this as well. I forget how many, let's see here. Input is 100 to 240 volts. Output is 19 volts. So 19 is actually a really good area to be for this type of soldering iron. So that's what most guys have talked about, and I believe the voltage range of the soldering iron is around 24 volts. So I'll have to check on that. If I made a mistake, I'll put an annotation up here on the screen. So what we have here is just a plug that goes into here, and this will go into the back of the soldering iron. That way you don't have to use these large battery packs if you don't want to. Now, you don't have to have a large battery pack if you're going off battery power. You can have a 4S LiPo battery pack, a little 1500 that's fully charged, will last you quite a long time. So all we're going to do is plug this into here. And by the way, it comes with a different type of plug as well in case you need that for European countries. Let's take a look at this. This is actually a soldering mat. So this is a silicone mat that you are especially made for electronics. Let's go ahead and take this out of here. It's a nice color, it's bright so you can see things behind it. That'll be really nice for soldering. And it is that nice silicone, I don't know how exactly you say it. But let me get an extension over here so we can actually plug the soldering iron in. I'll put one of my other tips on it. Okay guys, so I have the power supply plugged in here. I'm not going to plug it in quite yet. I just wanted to show you that this and this, or this and this, is your setup. The thing is that's amazing is that this has such great performance that you don't need to have a full-sized soldering station. So this is my former soldering station here. It's from Radio Shack. It is a fantastic soldering station. If I ever wanted to take this on the road with me, you've got to find a box and you pack it up, and you know, it's just pretty crazy setup. So it's just, I don't know if this is a sign of the times, but this is pretty awesome here. I really like how this is kind of a really nice compact package. So first thing I'm going to do here, guys, is I'm going to go ahead and take out the soldering tip, and we'll put in another one, and it takes a little 1.5. Yeah. And just FYI, guys, I'm using a new camera app for my camera, so it's going to maybe look a little different for 2018. It's my first official video for 2018. The other thing you might want to get when you get this soldering iron is some sort of tray to set it on, because it doesn't come with a tray. The silicone mat will work just fine, and it does lay flat without the tip hitting as well. So this is the chisel tip, the square chisel tip, the square chisel tip. So let me go ahead and plug this in and see how we do. See if it turns on. Let's see. All right, let's take a look here. There we go. tells you your version and asks you if you want to power it up, and I'm going to power it up. And immediately as it powers, I'm going to go ahead and put some solder on the very tip of this soldering iron, because if you don't, then it can damage the tip if you don't solder them up right away. So I've already got it up to 400. It's already up to 400 degrees. So that took about 10 seconds to get up to 400. Okay, so just pro soldering tip, guys. If you want your tips to last a long time, never leave your tips without solder on it. So at the end of the day, actually when you get a new one, go ahead and apply solder immediately, because the oxidation takes place really, really quick with soldering irons. Get this thing out of the way. Okay, so the other thing is, when you turn off your soldering iron, clean the tip like you normally would, but right before you're going to solder. Clean the tip, add some fresh solder to the tip on both sides, and then turn it off. Because if you don't, if you're just leaving bare metal out there, it can oxidize. So the solder actually protects your iron from oxidation. So there you go. Nice, quick, handy tip there. Okay, so I have this set to 400 degrees. I guess I'm just going to solder something for you guys. So that's about the end of the new things that I got. I really like this mat, though. It's pretty sweet. Okay, guys, got my iron here. I'm just gonna tin up this wire here. I know it doesn't really make a huge difference on how the thing performs, but I'll make it perform on camera here, I guess. It's set to 400 degrees here. I think this is like a 12 or 14 gauge wire here, so just letting that sit right there on the tip. You'll see that it just takes solder so easy. Really nice there. Look at that. Oh, perfect solder joints. And man, just heating up like motors and wires together, it really makes fast work of that stuff. It's nice that you don't have to sit there and hold the tip on the item, and the whole item's getting heated up so fast. And I really like this iron. So you guys, I will leave product links in the description below. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and I will talk to you guys later. Thank you so much.